And in 3, 2, 1. Never waits.
Fail.
Never happens the way you want it to. Never happens the way you want it to. There we go.
There we go.
Lord Jesus. 2 days left for what, Gabriel Shapiro?
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
To all the wonderful moms out there.
And all the mothers.
All the mothers.
I used to call my uncle every year, Uncle Butch. And every year I would call him on Mother's Day and say, Happy Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he goes, you know, every year you call me and tell me Happy Mother's Day. Why? Because we both laughed. He goes, I said, because you a mother.
Did you ever call his...
No, I never used... No, you don't... I'm not disrespectful.
No, I was going to say, did you ever call his wife to say Happy Mother's Day?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, okay. Did I just put you on blast?
No.
Okay.
We weren't... Let's just put it this way. When I came to California, it was by Uncle Butch's advice. He was a sheriff... He was a Monterey County Sheriff Deputy, Sergeant in Monterey. He invited me down. I knew it existed. And it's funny as could be because when he told me, hey, you want to come to California? I'm thinking, everybody in California is like filthy rich and got like Beverly Hills mansions. You know, you see all that stuff on TV, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm like, 20-something. I'm like, my head's like, oh my God, I'm going to California. And I'm picturing in my head this long driveway where you got all the cars that parked on. It's like, big Seamont pond in the back like they have the Beverly Hillbillies. All that stuff. Thinking, oh!
And then you get here.
I get there and it's like a simple house in Salinas. And there was nothing special about it on Florence. And Stanley caught misbehaving again. How are you doing? So, how you doing, Retro Mike? So several things we're going to talk about today. First is Mother's Day. So what'd you do?
So I started off Mother's Day with my mom at church. And then afterwards, Stanley and I took her to have lunch. We went to the Old Clam House.
Love that place.
It's a really good restaurant
One
here.
of my 3 favorite restaurants, major restaurants.
It's in San Francisco.
Cheesecake? No.
Ooh.
No.
I was gonna say, really?
No. Thang Long.
House of Prime Rib and the Old Clam House. Yeah.
I love those 3.
So yeah, we went to the Old Clam House today, had lunch with Mom, and then afterwards, my mom loves walking, so we went on like a 2.5-mile walk. Usually we'll do a little bit longer, but today we spent a little bit more time at the restaurant. So
you brought her 2 dozen red roses.
I bought her 2 dozen red roses. I got her a bar of Hue chocolate. Hue chocolate is one of my favorite chocolate bars because it has very simple ingredients, not a lot of sugar. So look that brand up if you like. It's Hue, H-U, and a card. So it kept it very simple this year. My mom. See, what's really hard about Mother's Day for me is that my mom's birthday is like 3 weeks later.
Can you pull your mic closer to you?
Oh, you guys can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. You can.
Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Ah, that hurt.
Sorry, I know, it hurt me too.
All
okay.
Right.
Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So what's really hard is that my mom's birthday is like 3 weeks later, and so it's like the process. So I try to keep one of them simple, so that way it doesn't stress me out. But yes, so that's what I did for Mother's Day. Very, very chill, and glad that I got to spend some of it with you too.
So what's interesting about Mother's Day is people come to you and immediately say, Happy Mother's Day.
Came to me a lot today and said Happy Mother's Day.
I think that there should be like a prerequisite for it. Like, are you a mother? Yes. Okay, then Happy Mother's Day. Or they come to me and go, so what are you doing for your mom on Mother's Day? And for me, it's awkward because my mom passed in 2009.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to be like, I don't want to be like, yeah, my mom passed away. But you want to kind of be like, so we're at Costco. It happened. And I said, well, we'll be spending time with her, but she's, she passed away. So she's, it's not really, I don't really get to spend time with her. We can't go out to eat.
I think that that's really hard. Like, I don't think people want to be, like, they don't want to be all up in your business. But at the same time, I kind of feel like it's important to ask those questions so that you don't assume. Because assuming, I feel like, may do a little bit more damage than just asking.
Yeah, it's like, what it's like? You ever walk up to a woman and go, So when are you due?
Yeah. Oh, I've never done that, but I've heard stories of people assuming that someone, like a woman, was pregnant,
I'm not
and they're
pregnant.
like, I'm not pregnant, and then like
and it's like that
hurts
moment.
that person's that hurts that person's can hurt their.
Now I'm not all about PC, but in that case, you might not want to jump to the conclusion that someone's pregnant because it could be a tumor.
A tumor?
A tumor.
You mean a tumor?
A tumor.
Who says tumor?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It could be a tumor.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a tumor.
On your neighbor?
No, it's from a movie.
Oh, but remember
it's not a tumor.
The State Farm commercial
Yeah.
when he has a neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
It's neighbor. So, second thing is, I just did a post on Twitter. If you're there, you can see it right now. It's about the dueling crawdad festivals.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time that I can know of, there are two crawdad festivals at the exact same time in the same county, in Sacramento County. So there is the Expo Center, and then there is one in Ileton where it used to be. Now,
where it was last year, right?
Yeah, but let's go back because people don't know the history.
Back?
We're gonna go back. How far back?
Way back. Back into time.
Back into time. So back in around 2004, 2003, maybe even before that, there was the Ileton Crawdad Festival. Started off strong.
Ileton is...
It was like the Raiders. Started off strong.
Where's Ileton?
Ileton is on the Delta in Sacramento County.
Okay, just for the people that are, not from California. It's in California.
Yeah, it started off strong like the Raiders, and it ended.
You just find some sort of way to... I mean, I'm not even a Raiders fan, but man, you just be dissing.
They fade away. So as time went on, it was like you went there and it was like a plethora of crawdads. It was just, if you were into crawdads, you could enjoy it. It was a lot of crawdads. Mm-hmm. It was a crawdad festival.
That's a lot of work eating crawdads.
It's mud bugs, people call them. And it was great. It was crowded. It was hot. Mm-hmm. You had to bring something to hydrate. You needed to be hydrated. But they had music. They had everything. But they didn't really have, they had music for the music you get if you're Zydeco music, is that the right word for it?
Zydeco, yeah.
Yeah.
Zydeco music.
So I'm good, huh?
Yeah, okay.
Like Zydeco music. So it wasn't like my kind of music, but
okay.
And what's my kind of music? I like Confunction, Stylistics. Those good old bands.
He likes listening to jazz, closing his eyes.
Yes, I do. I used to when I used to work in TV in LA. When I first started, I would come home after a long, exhausting day and pour myself a glass of Remy Martin cognac, mm-hmm. put on some Enya or some jazz, sit on the couch in the dark, and listen to the music with my eyes closed and sip on the cognac.
You know what you saying that reminds me of?
What?
This scene in Friends where Ross describes this really relaxing evening, and then and he listens to Kenny G in a warm bath and stuff, yeah. And either Joey or Chandler is we're what did he say? He goes, we're in our 30s, we're not women. Or something like that.
It was relaxing to me because after chasing OJ around, chasing what's the girl's name? The one that with the president that had a problem with Monica Lewinsky stories.
Lewinsky, yeah.
All those different stories.
Really high profile cases.
Yeah, high profile cases. You want to go home and you close the door, you drink some cognac, and you relax with some nice music on. Mm-hmm. It helps you wind down. So, I like that kind of music. So that's why you see me sitting on the couch here. It's hard to do that when you have every window has bright light coming through it. And as you can see right now, everybody thinks we have the greatest view in the world.
Yeah,
but all we have is boom. Big Bucks has been rebranded to Brad on the Go.
Brad on the Go. Wait, so Brad on the Go, are you Big Bucks?
Yeah, he's been
nice. Okay.
All right.
What's up, Brad on the go?
Yeah, I think Big Bucks is a little bit confusing since. Oh, there we go. That's the Big Bucks I remember.
I love it. Well, actually, to be honest, I thought the name was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious. I'm Big Bucks
Bradley.
Here's 99 cents.
Here's 99 cents. Big Bucks Bradley. I mean,
Hey.
If 99 cents is Big Bucks in your eyes.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey. You know what? I can't judge.
Yeah, no judging.
Back to the whole.
Gabriel says if you can tell there's cognac in the sauce, there's too much cognac in the sauce. Robert D. Levin.
Well, anyway. So back to the the Crawdad Festival. So I used to go it was Father's Day weekend, 15th and 16th. I would go every year. And then
I've never been with you.
No, you've never been there with me.
By the way, I'm not his daughter.
Not my daughter. But in 2008, it started getting a little bit kind of weird. So all of a sudden you started to notice more like people wearing red shirts and blue shirts.
Oh, like gang?
Like Latino type gangs were showing up.
Oh.
And it got a little bit, it used to be just totally free.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed
Thanks,
it.
Felix.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Beaming Eyes. Thank you, Brad on the Go, aka Big Bucks Bradley and Felix, 99-cent super chat. So it got kind of weird. So they started to put up a fence so that way you had to come through and get checked to make sure there was,
They had
no
like
issue.
metal detectors and everything.
I don't remember how far it went, but it ended. 2008, they ended it. They just said, okay, because for reasons they claimed that there weren't enough people, which truly that wasn't the problem. But the structure was kind of laid out kind of wrong. So it got kind of a little bit overcrowded and a little bit rowdy. So it ended 2000. It ended 2008, and there was nothing going on. Then there was a fight over it, where someone wanted to bring it back, but as a Cajun festival, not the Crawdad Festival. So then it was dead in the water for a while. Never went back. Then of course COVID hit, so there was nothing again. Then last year, for the first time ever since 2008, it came back to Ileton. And
the place where it originated. Yeah.
So I rushed out to Ileton. And let me go backwards. So in 2008, what really got me a little bit like I wasn't going back again was that they had this huge festival that they only had one vendor that sold crawdads. Only one vendor. Now imagine all the people come to a crawdad festival.
And you only have one vendor.
So I said, this isn't a crawdad festival. This is a festival with crawdads. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Festival with crawdads is just, there you go. And they weren't that great.
And this was in 2008.
Yeah. So wait, So, right, 2008. So they went back in. So this year, they had last year, and I went back to see if they were going to do anything differently. And of course, they had to fence up a little bit. Not as much as it used to be, but it was fenced up. But you notice how we walked in and no one said a word to us.
I didn't go, remember?
Oh, you didn't go. But I took some friends. You didn't go because you had something to do.
I wasn't there, remember?
You had to do something. No, this was last year.
Yeah, I didn't go.
Right, I remember that now. So I took some friends.
I've never been with you.
I took two good friends with me. We drove out there. And, we had beer. But it was overcrowded. There was no cell phone service.
And it was hot, right?
It was very hot. And again, they only had one crawdad vendor. And he was trying his best to feed everybody. But everybody comes for crawdads. So there wasn't enough vendors.
They only had one vendor
again? They only had one vendor for crawdads.
Okay.
They had vendors for everything else.
But it's a crawdad festival.
It's a festival with crawdads.
Okay.
Not to be confused.
All right.
So, this year, the creator decided, who owns the rights to the name, decided to move it out to the Expo Center in Sacramento. More space, more parking, probably easier internet access. You can figure out who comes in, who comes out. Then the city of Ileton, who used to have the other ones, decided to bring it back. So now the rightful owner who claimed, now this guy, I talked to him, he said they own the name. So they're doing it, and they have the Confunction, the Stylistics, and a bunch of other groups.
And they have more than one vendor this time?
They claim they have more than one vendor. We'll see.
Okay.
We have to go and check it out. And then now Ileton is putting theirs up, but if you look at Ileton's website, they say since, they give you a date, since, a long time ago. But in actuality,
they're not the same group that held the original one.
I don't know anymore because it's so. But so you have these dueling people fighting over the Crawdad Festival, and on my Facebook page there was a comment about it, and then some guy who I guess was pro Ileton jumped on my page and started slamming me because I was reporting the truth. I don't have a horse in the race.
Yeah, don't kill the messenger.
So there we go. Anyway, that's where it is now. So which one are we going to?
Oh, thank you,
Mr.
Anderson.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You said it wrong. Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Anderson.
Thank you very much for the $10 super
glad
chat.
to see you made it out of the bounce house unscathed. I was worried.
Ironically,
that was really funny.
Ironically, the bounce house was a skit. I'd asked, so I was invited to go to. They sent out an invitation. I wasn't personally invited.
Yeah.
They had a little event in Colma with Colma Police Department. Have you ever heard of Colma? Colma is, they have like 1 million people that live in Colma. Well, okay.
No.
Live would be a wrong choice of words.
1 million people
in
in
Colma.
Colma.
Colma is mostly graveyards.
Yeah, it's mostly cemeteries, and the town is, it's a town, right? It's
town.
actually a town, yeah.
So, but there's actually a couple of hundred people that live there. Maybe a couple, 3,000.
Maybe more. Really?
Couple
Just 1,000?
thousand.
Okay, yeah, like a couple thousand. It's so small that we found out that the town actually pays for like basic cable,
Yes.
some PG&E maybe,
Yes.
like some electricity, and they used to pay for
Yes.
sewage. So like.
I mean, it's like a pretty good town, and the
Yeah.
police department is very proactive, and they want to help with the community. They're not just, they're out there just to make sure people are safe.
Yeah.
And so we show up, and I see two of the guys I work with when I did STEP.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew them from doing STEP, and STEP is go out and do a saturation, which the next one is Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I want to do it, because I had said, can I jump in the bouncy house? Because everybody's a kid at heart. Come on, if you don't say you're a kid at heart, then you're lying to yourself. Everybody wants to be a kid at heart. So,
I hope everyone does.
Huh?
I said I hope everyone does because being a kid is so much fun.
Listen, so I'm like, I want to get in the bounce house, right? But I decided to make it a little scary. I said, so here's the deal. I'm going to get in the bounce house, climb and hang halfway out. You guys grab both my legs and pull me out like I'm not supposed to be there.
They were great sports.
They were great sports. They could
Yeah.
have said no, but they did it, and it was fun.
They were
it
awesome.
made it. And so, Gabriel says, I don't, because you're still a kid, Gabriel.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why I actually said, well, some people probably don't. But if you don't, then there's like no fun in that. Like, I mean, meaning to say, like.
When you get to our age, Gabriel, you're going to want to be a kid again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we are 2 different ages.
So I posted it on YouTube. I know. I posted it on YouTube thinking, oh, this is going to be great. And it was great. Right now it's over 10,000 views in just over 24 hours. I was like, this is great. Look at this momentum. Except YouTube decided they decided to make it.
Yeah.
You can't make any money on it. So here's how that works. Let's say they decide at some point to go, oh, yeah, we looked at the video and it's fine, you can make money. But it already lost its momentum. So that momentum will never be picked up. So, and plus the 10,000 hits or views will never count towards anything for revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So at the best, I might make 46 cents, 70 cents off of it. Not,
like thousands
and
of dollars.
It was just a funny little thing. I loved, I think that everything in life should not be about politics, hard news, and who died. It should be fun.
Balance.
And balanced. And my balance is, doing little things like that. And it was fun. We laughed about it. Diane was the photographer.
Yes.
Good job. But they decided that it didn't fit the platform for YouTube. So now it's sitting there chilling on YouTube called, I forgot what it was.
What did you name it?
I forgot now.
Yeah, but it's like one of his most recent posts.
I just posted it recently, so it's in the shorts. So shorts are under a minute, in case you wonder what shorts are. And for those who think that you can make tons of money on social media, you can. Wait a minute. You can make money. Just send us a cup of coffee and PayPal or Zelle link. You know what? I've done that. I have a Zelle link. On my MrBailey.com, there's an actual link on there that allows you to donate to the nonprofit. And you get a tax deduction. It's completely her Wi-Fi reset itself. It's not your Wi-Fi, Betty. It's part of the solar storms are affecting people's Wi-Fi's. So the solar storm.
Oh, the solar storm is still happening?
It's still happening. It's been extended. I guess it's extended run.
Oh, that's why Gabriel says, fun fact, I would rather watch Millennial boom than the Northern Lights, as evidenced by the fact that I'm here.
Yes, it is true, Brad, that if you mark a video for kids, it cannot be monetized.
Yeah.
The problem I have with my videos are that, and I you can't prove it because you're based on is that whenever the video you post something, you watch it like take off. You're like, oh yeah, this is getting some really good traction. You see the numbers jump up, and then all of a sudden it just stops and drops off. And that's not normal. Nothing. You just like accelerating, and all of a sudden you just stop and park the car.
Abruptly, yeah.
Yeah.
Retro Mike had said something earlier. He was like, "Do you think you'll ever go back to Cron?" I noticed that, and then then he pointed out something too about like crawdads. Louisiana is the place to get crawdads.
Louisiana is the place to
Louisiana
get
is the
crawdads.
place to get crawdads, yeah.
But we're not in Louisiana, so we have
Yeah.
a crawdad festival.
One day, one time I really would like to go to Mardi Gras.
I would like to go too, but you know my problem with Mardi Gras?
There's a lot of people.
So what's my problem?
It can get sketch.
No.
I don't like crowds.
I'm not a big
like
crowd
crowds,
person.
yeah.
Why don't I like crowd people?
Cause stuff can go down and it's
I've
too
been
loud.
in events where there have been big crowds.
Yeah.
That somebody pulls out a gun and starts shooting, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in a crowd of people that don't know which way to run.
And you get
and then I have
trampled.
people. If you're more than one person, you get lost. You lose track of people, or you get shot. And KPX doing an investigation. If he wants a crime, they need to give him people behaving badly back. Yeah. So also, there's another thing that we want to talk about real quick that I posted on Instagram, on Twitter. So a couple weeks ago, I get a message on LinkedIn, and the message says to me, "Hey, we had talked with some upper management, and they want to bring you to our station. We love your work. We think it'll be great. Just send an email to the GM, and we'll get the ball rolling." Right? I'm like, wow, really? I got excited.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting. Yeah. So I sent an email, no response. And I figure it's NCAA or whatever's going on. It's a bunch of stuff going on.
It was during March Madness.
During March Madness. So maybe the people involved are, tied up in all that or something. Or, because when news happens, it's all hands on deck. Nothing response. So then about 2 weeks later, I said, just in case this went to your spam, it happened again. I mean, look at this, and I'm here. Turns out my agent knows you. Let's get the ball rolling. Well, nothing again. I'm like, okay, this seems stranger. Well, nobody's responding back.
Mm-hmm.
So then I called my agent and I said, hey, can you look into this for me? Because I want to at least give him the benefit of the doubt. If it's not what I want to do, then it's not what I want to do. But at least we can talk about it. Let's have some dialogue. Well, the letter I got back went to my agent was because they responded to her.
Not to you, right?
Yeah, but that they love my work. It's very engaging. I'm going to say it again. We love your work. It's very engaging, but it's not a fit.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine being good at what you do, but not good enough.
I think you're good enough. I think you're more than good enough.
Well, all I know is that the stuff I see on social media now is crazy. And a lot of it is, like, for instance, and we'll get to this too, is people handing out free money.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We talked about this once before.
We did talk about that.
But someone actually trying to scam me.
People were behaving badly to the king of people
behaving badly. I mean, they clearly had no idea who I was because they were trying to, any way you shape it, there was a phishing attempt. A gentleman reached out to me who claimed to be the station, the guy who does Mr. Goodluck. If you look on Twitter and Instagram, it's Mr.Good.Luck. Mm-hmm. That's his page. He reached out to me and said, hey, I heard about what you're doing. We want to help. How can we help you? And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, we want to help you. We want to see you blur. We think you're good at what you're doing. And I'm like, okay. He goes, now this is where it gets interesting. So he says, rather than talking on Instagram, let's go to another platform to talk, which was one of those, what do you call them? Encrypted, untraceable.
That was my first red flag there.
So red flag number one.
Red flag
move
number
you away
one.
from the platform you're already on. So if you get that, that's your first red flag. Second red flag is the long game is to try to talk to you and make you, ask you how you're doing, what do you need, tell me about your company, how much capital do you have on hand right now, and that's how they figure out if you have money or not. Mm-hmm. And then what do you need your capital for? So it all sounds legit. It all sounds legit, totally.
Like they actually want to help.
Because they want to help, because they want to know what you need and what are you going to use it for. Because that's what a normal investor would ask you. If I'm going to give you X amount of dollars, what do you need it for? So at least we know where the money's going. I said we're only trying to raise $50K because whenever I ask for $250K, which is what we really need, people lock down and go away. Now they'll spend $9,000 on a football game, which is a nonprofit, but guys going to donate, some money to a nonprofit other than a game, then there's no benefit to it. So he said, I looked at everything you have. The numbers look really great. We want to give you $300,000. And I'm like, really? Yeah, we're going to give you $300,000, but I'm only asking for $250,000, and I'm only asking for $50,000 right now from you guys. I figured if I can get the ball rolling with the 50, then we can bring in more investors and more people to make donations. That would be the way you do it. You build, and you build. You don't just try to throw it all in, then you blow. If you accidentally blow your whole wad, then you have nothing to go back to. And Felix, the last day of the episode of PBB was 2018, August of 2018.
Yeah.
So anything you see on them now is just old stuff.
Yeah, gosh, that was almost 6 years ago.
So then I was like, oh, and I actually kind of, even though we had the one red flag, that was the only one red flag at one point. Then he would text me through this encrypted app and say, oh, how you doing today? I'm fine. What are you doing today? Oh, I'm just doing this, doing that, doing this. Okay, great. He says, we want to help you. My management is going to reach out to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, your management. So here's where it got a little interesting. He told me, do me a favor. Go to the page that the main guy,
his main page.
He claims his main page, where he has over close to 10 million followers, and like the page. I was like, okay, well that makes sense. I'll like the page, that way he knows I'm here, and we'll, continue on this conversation. And then you said to me, yeah, that even sounds sketch. Why would he have you like a page? I mean, it doesn't mean that he actually owns the page or that you like it. It's just to give you the impression that he likes it.
Yep. That was what I thought.
And so at that point, I went to that page because now my brain is going crazy right now. All the bad behaviors, and so I went to that page and said, hey, some guy is reaching out to me, and you can't text someone or DM someone on Instagram unless they follow you or accept your. So I sent a message. It's still there. It hasn't been read at all. Mm-hmm. And it says, if you know who this guy is, or if you're that same person, could you respond to this page here? If you respond to this, then I know we're on the right track. Never responds. I asked the guy,
his message is still in
it's still there.
In the request folder.
In the request folder.
Yeah.
So I go back to the other guy and say, hey, I sent you a message. Could you respond to it? Because then I can connect the dots. Mm-hmm. He said, oh, I can't respond to it because my manager runs that one and I don't deal the day-to-day. I just do that. Now, his other page that he sent to me had pictures that he took from that page. Mm-hmm. So if he did everyday day-to-day, then why does he post his photos on the same page?
Yeah.
He stole the guy's thumbnail.
To make it look just like his.
Just like his. He used the same name.
Yeah.
And since it's not verified, there's no way to tell that this guy's legitimate.
Oh wait, but is the main one verified?
None of them are verified. That's what makes it even worse.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And he says to me, "Oh, I can't. Blah, 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 it's management." I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to think that this is going to be a no-go. Mm-hmm. So then he says, and this is where it gets interesting. He says, well, remember he told me his management was going to call. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting to hear from management. They have my information. They have the website. They could have mailed me a check. They could have They could have mailed me a check if they were interested.
Or Zeffy.
A real,
Or use Zeffy.
Use Zeffy, which is a app that allows you, and I gave them the Zeffy app first. The Zeffy app, which is on MrBadley.com or MrBadleyTV.org, allows you to post without any, loss of money, and you can whatever you send, I get it. Mm-hmm. I love the app because it's really good and it's verified. They verified nonprofits. And I'm still new, so I don't have the ones you think of that getting millions of dollars from people. Oh yeah, $20 million with this nonprofit. I'm not that nonprofit. I think donations we've gotten somewhere around 1,200, which isn't a lot. Doesn't really do a lot. And we need a lot more than that, clearly. So, and help me if I sound more confused. I'm trying to make it sound as simple as possible. So at that point, it's where the catch is. He says to me, not his management. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, well we need your bank information.
Yeah, that was the. If you guys missed all the other red flags, that one was the main one.
Biggest red flag.
Yeah, I was already telling him like not to even engage with this person.
But I wanted to see how far it went.
Yeah.
So the red flag was that he wanted the bank information, which if you give someone your bank information, you basically give them access to either withdraw funds, start, do anything they want to. And then your national social security number. All they need is the bank information. If you get the router number and the bank information, you can withdraw funds or deposit funds at your will. And I read up on it just to double check it. Nilly-willy.
At your willy.
At your willy. So if someone has that information, that's why I never recommend if you're gonna give someone your router number and your checking number, you have to know this person and trust this person. It has to be a certified business. You cannot give it to some guy who claims he is someone else on social media if you have no way of telling it. Right, it sounds like an India scam. So I told the guy that I am not giving you my bank account information. Here's a link to my GoFundMe. You can donate there. Here's a link to Zephy. You can do it there. You can write me a certified, you can give me a cashier's check that is from America, not an international one. And we can talk business. And, and I really, because he goes, I really want to see you thrive. Yeah, well, me too. But I don't want to see me get ripped off.
Yeah, seriously.
So, there you go. So when I did that, I was like, well, you know what? We can't do business anymore. And I ended it. Now, so I went online and did a little voice thing for Twitter, talking about it. Mm-hmm. And remember how I talked about how every time we do these podcasts, someone tries to call and interrupt it?
Yeah, they did it. As
soon as I said that, they did it. I got one of those calls from Arizona, and it interrupted.
Arizona?
It came from Arizona, and it interrupted. When the phone rings and you're live with Twitter or X, the live stream is interrupted.
Unless you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, right?
Right. And I didn't think at that moment that would happen again. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, let's see. Have they tried it yet? Don't think so. Normally they try it. Let me see what we got here.
So.
Nope, not yet. So, long story short, I felt it was a scam, and I missed out. Yeah, that's why the live stream ended abruptly, because somebody called. They called to try to do the same thing, and they've learned how to get around the Do Not Disturb anyway. So they would have done it anyway.
Well, if you put it on silent, though.
No, it's still silent. Doesn't.
Oh, the Do Not Disturb. You can change it in settings so that if the person calls twice, it still won't get through. You can turn that off.
How do you fix that?
It's in settings.
Okay, you got to show me that.
I'll show it to you.
And so basically, that's how it went down. So you're trying to.
So multiple red flags here.
Multiple red flags. I'm just trying to tell you if you're out there trying to do something and someone reach out to you, thank you, Brad on the go.
Thanks, Brad on the go.
He's trying to get to the big bucks Bradley status. You have to change your name back. So that's where we stand. It's like, here we are. It's hard enough to try to jumpstart a business, but it's harder to jumpstart a business where you're being scammed or attempting to be scammed.
Yeah.
And
you can't just start a business in peace.
You can't, and you end up starting it in pieces.
I don't like that.
I know, I don't like it either. So that's where we stand on that.
So Felix said something. Your reach, influence, and journalism doesn't align with today's media narrative. 2018 ? It's been 5 years. In short, it'll expose agenda, money, marketing, and truth.
That's not the first time I've heard that. I'm an honest. I try to be honest journalist, but I tell hard-hitting stories. And I look for the truth. And sometimes the truth is not what you want to find. You find out that the truth actually is hidden. There's an agenda hidden, like follow the money. When I did Gotham by the Bay, the truth was there. Nobody listened to me. Just recently, the other day, I remember last year, Mother's Day, someone put new images on the replies on Twitter. Yeah, that goes on every day now still. Now it's nudes and bio and all whatnot. What was I saying before that?
What? Oh, you're responding to Felix's post.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to tell the truth. And when I used to do my own segment, I used to find stuff that people didn't want you to know about. And there's no saying that things done in the dark always come into the light.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I did, people running red lights and whatnot, some of the stories I found had some information that made changes. Those are overlooked by most people. The only thing they focus on is when I do, somebody running a red light. Or like Gary used to say, oh, he hands in the bushes and jumps out at people jaywalking, which never happened. Some people make up stories that I go out and purposely try to demoralize people. Not true. Never happened. There's no proof that ever happened.
People just come up with their own stories, huh?
The perception is that I shame people. Never shamed anyone. Never.
Ooh,
ouch.
Sorry. Ooh. I didn't mean to do that on purpose.
Never shamed anyone. But the perception is that I shame people.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, perception isn't a reality. So it doesn't matter what you do, it's what people perceive. So if, let's say, Diane decided to save the world with whatever reason. Well, you need one person who says, well, she's not really saving the world. She's doing it so she can benefit from it financially. Even though you didn't make a dime, people go, oh, she's getting rich off this. I don't want to help her get rich. You didn't make a dime.
Yeah.
But you've been ostracized.
Yeah.
Because,
people put false information out there.
Because it's misinformation. And you're right, Betty. Drama sells.
Yep.
But the truth doesn't always sell anymore.
The truth doesn't always sell.
No.
It doesn't always attract attention either. I heard something today. My pastor said something today. He said that he heard from, I think, a higher up for him, that if you're doing something and everyone's praising you for it,
mm-hmm.
then you're doing it wrong. But if you're doing something and people are like conflicting with you or like they're trying to argue with you, you're doing something right.
Well, I always hear that if people are attacking you, then you got it right.
Yeah.
I'm always being attacked.
Something similar, yeah.
Do you remember, what was it, 2 years ago when this guy came on, someone wrote that I should be recognized for Black History Month?
Oh God, that was last year, last February.
Some random guy who we never knew came on board and said that I target people and embarrass them on purpose.
Yeah.
And call them names, which never happened.
Which, is not a thing.
And he proceeded to attack me for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he had a pile of people, like dog pile on. And then I found out that it was from a group of people they call SF Berniecrats.
Oh, they have their own agenda.
They had an agenda.
Yeah.
And their agenda was to go after anybody who wasn't going what their mission was.
Mm-hmm.
And I even had a guy who came on and told me that he moved from Minnesota. He was in the Bay for 2 years. He said I was a transplant and that I just came to the Bay to make money off people.
He knew nothing about you.
No, nothing about me. Nothing about me.
I feel like there are some people that will say things, and if they say it long enough, they'll hope that people will just start to believe it.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
There are people who will say, if you say something enough times,
yeah,
I'll say it again. There are people who believe that if you say it enough times, that it becomes the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who.
And it's not the truth.
But it's not the truth.
But if you keep saying it,
becomes the truth.
Okay, case in point. Today, this morning, and this afternoon, and then this evening, Stanley proceeded to tell me that I did not empty out the dishwasher this morning. Like, deep down, I knew I did because I went through the actual motions this morning of emptying out the dishwasher. I woke up earlier than him, right? And so I'm preparing breakfast. And while I'm preparing breakfast, like when the sausages were heating up, I decided to empty out the dishwasher. I knew I put everything back. Dishwasher was empty. I like to empty it out so like during the day we can refill it, right? So I'm on the phone and Stanley when he calls me, we're talking, he's like, yeah, I'm just about to empty out the dishwasher or something. And I'm like, why are you emptying out the dishwasher? I already emptied it out. He goes, no, it's full. The only thing taken out was the tray for the air fryer. And I'm like, no, I emptied out the dishwasher this morning. Then we talked again on the phone this afternoon after while my mom and I were going for a walk, and he goes, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm about to empty out the dishwasher. I go, why are you emptying out the dishwasher? It's empty. He goes, are you okay? The dishwasher is still full. You did not empty out the dishwasher. And then this evening again, I come home And I'm like, I had to ask him, so was the dishwasher really empty?
Hi, William.
Or was it really full?
And I said, yes, it was full, right?
He said, yes, it was full. And I go, man, these like trying to play me. So he said it so many times that I deep down inside started to think, did I not empty out the dishwasher this morning? Like, maybe I didn't. And I'm like, so it's something that simple where it's like, I was questioning myself too, but people like in real life will do it for much bigger
I finally told her that. I said, yeah, you have the dishwasher. I'm just kind of giving you. She goes, oh my God, you had me doubting myself for a minute.
He did. I was really second guessing whether or not I
And that's the game people play. If you say it enough, just like Veronica said, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. So
Gabriel said, okay, Diane, next time record yourself emptying out the dishwasher. It's funny. I didn't think I actually needed to do anything like that because it's such a simple act that I didn't think would be not questioned, but like he would try to trick me, but then he is a prankster. But people will do stuff like that in real life about things that are super serious. What, Stanley? Exactly, Betty, I said to him earlier, I go, dude, you're gaslighting. He goes, that's not gaslighting. That's just playing with your, what'd you say? You're playing with my mind. And I was like,
doubting your sanity.
I was doubting myself.
Now, you know what? William Lynn just brought up a good subject, and I want to start talking about this for a minute.
Okay.
It wasn't on our agenda, but we're going to talk about this. I see so many people using payday loans. It is costing them so much money. Being poor is expensive. Okay, let's talk about payday loans and not the part about being poor.
Okay.
Because yes, being poor is expensive.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people really are hurting right now.
They actually hurt you more if you're poor. But let's talk about payday loans because I've never taken a payday loan in my life. Never will I do one either.
I haven't either.
I was on El Camino Real, and if you don't know where it is, the main drag going through the peninsula. It used to be Highway 101 before they made Highway 101. El Camino Real goes all the way to San Diego. It used to. That's when payday loans were at their highest peak. I walked by one. I said, I wonder what the fine print says. So I was reading, the asterisk. Mm-hmm. It says, we give you the money for the loan. You have to pay us back a certain amount of time. The interest rate was 700%. 700%.
Oh my gosh, that's.
I go.
What would be? What's the point?
What? 700%. 700% of 1,000. That's a lot of money.
Oh gosh.
I said,
I'll find that $1,000 somewhere else.
I said, how's that even legal? I mean, the other day I got an email about, not an email, I got a letter in the mail about a credit card. And it was an American Express sponsored credit card. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Let me look at the features, right? No, this, no, that. The average is 400, but that was 700% for the loan. But if they changed the rules.
Damn, that's 400% is still a lot, yeah.
And so I read it, the fine print, because, just like we read the Netflix Prime thing.
The Netflix?
The Netflix.
Oh, where it was like.
And they messed it up.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, we'll answer Mike's about the question of gas. It's around $5 a gallon right now. But,
oh yeah, yeah, it was like $4.89.
Costco.
Oh, that was Costco.
Everything else is $5.
It's a little bit above $5. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So I was like, oh, see, that's why I don't like doing that.
Oh, payday loan. So you were saying, so he said it's the average is 400, but you said the one you saw was 700.
So so the credit card.
Oh, your no.
No, it's a credit card but it was American Express sponsored. Mm-hmm. So I had the blue square on the bottom. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Let me read up on this some more. They had something I've never seen before.
What?
So if you late fee, you have a $39 late fee, right? Mm-hmm. Which is pretty high.
Yeah. You
miss a fee, you're late. I mean, it's already you don't have enough money to pay it, but then they hit you with $39.
Yeah.
They had an exit fee charge.
What is that?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna say it again. They had an exit fee charge. And you ask me again?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
what is it?
So if you decide to cancel your card, it costs you $39.
Oh, like if you don't want to use it anymore?
Yeah.
Like if you want to close your account?
$39.
You have to pay to close your account?
You have to pay to close your account. And it's almost $40.
That's a joke.
But
all credit cards don't do that though.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
What did it?
Oh, you know what we never seen? You know what that reminds me of? This is super random, but this reminds me of
Super random.
This is super random kind of, but it reminds me of when when we were like, hey, can we get late checkout? And they're like, yeah, you have to pay $50 for late checkout.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Portola Plaza Hotel. If if you want to check in early, it's $50.
But if you want to late checkout, it's $50. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like add all of these fees that we've never seen before. Whereas and that I think that's also another problem. So when William Lynn brought up the whole thing about like it's hurting poor people. It's like what's also hurting people, and it's not just poor people, but obviously people that are poor, it will hurt them more because they don't have more. Is that all of these fees that are coming up that are new that we haven't had before? It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, they're adding fees to fees.
Yeah, it's like you're adding fees to things that were free before. And so it's like things that like shouldn't even really require a fee.
Yeah. So my biggest pet peeve right now is the so-called convenience fee.
Oh yeah, that too. Like if you want to pay a bill on a credit card instead of deducting from your checking account.
You understand why they have that, right?
Because they have to pay a percentage, right?
They pay 3% percentage.
3%, yeah.
So they want you to pay the coverage of the percentage.
I mean, that's as a small business owner too. Like if I had to do credit cards, I would have to pay a percentage too. So giving that to the client would take that off my hands. So I can understand that from that perspective. But I think my issue is that these are like bigger companies. Okay, let's just say PG&E does it. PG&E made a $2.4 billion profit last year.
Oh, wait.
I think they can afford a freaking 3% charge.
Yeah.
Right?
So, right.
But small businesses, I understand.
But I just read today that PG&E is going to have a new charge. A new charge. That's a permanent charge for $24.95 a month.
For what?
Look it up. I don't know what it's for yet.
A permanent charge on what, though?
And they got approved on your bill. It'll be there.
You guys, I can't deal with this. I think Parrish in the comments said, just move to Arizona and deal with SRP. But I'm like, I think when we were in Arizona, we had APS.
We had APS. I liked APS because
APS was
APS
cool.
actually allowed you to plan your budget. So
yeah,
it wouldn't go any higher than what you're supposed to.
And they let you pay with your credit card, I think, without charging a fee, from what I remember. But yeah, I just think that it's like ridiculous that like all of these things that you don't think should have fees now have fees. Now have fees.
Yeah. Everything has a fee. Matter of fact, I'm charging you a fee to fee.
To fee.
Yeah.
And remember the lady at the post office? Her name was Fee.
Fee.
Yeah.
She had me fee to get my fee from Fee.
Oh, I can't. California is the highest in taxes. Washington is second. New York is third.
But California is almost the lowest in property taxes.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
But the property costs hella much.
But you're paying You're paying so much for the property that it offsets it.
So the property that's not even worth that much.
Now, some cities in California have something called Melrose taxes, which is you pay a low tax, but then they add a Melrose tax to cover the schools.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were just talking about that last week.
Melrose. That sounds like a drink.
It does. It sounds like an alcoholic beverage.
No, it sounds like Mountain Dew, Melrose.
No, sounds like an alcoholic.
Refreshing. Wait. When I'm going out, I like a fresh glass of Melrose. Melrose hits the spot.
Gabriel asked earlier, too much sparkling water?
Not enough.
Why? You did something? Did you run a belch?
Probably. I like this with Waybrook. So a 700% on a $1,000 loan is $583. So each month you pay $1,583.33. Wait, what? Wait, I'm like, how'd you get...
Each month?
If the loan is...
Well, the loan is $1,000. So you're borrowing $1,000, right? But if you have to pay 700% of the $1,000 for the interest, right? 700% is for... this for 1 month. Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah. I was gonna say.
I was like, what the heck?
Betty Running Stanley just did a commercial. Yeah,
I know. He did. That was my whole point. It was my Melrose commercial. After I have a tasty glass of Melrose, I just want to go for a walk. Thank you, Melrose. Yummy. Melrose.
I'm sorry.
Not for everyone. The side effects of Melrose are you can be broke, You could be absolutely broke. And if you don't have broke enough, we'll come make sure you're broke. We'll break your legs if you don't pay us back. Thank you.
Okay, that's not okay. Is a commercial is supposed to make you want the Melrose? You just made me not want Melrose with that commercial. that was not a.
That's like those medical
that was
commercials.
not a beneficial commercial.
You take the pill.
You,
It will stop you snoring. Of course, you may stop you from breathing. You may stop dying. You may die in your
you
sleep.
may stop dying.
You may die in your sleep.
It may cause you insomnia.
It may cause you insomnia. It may keep you awake.
Oh yeah, or I like the ones where it's like, yeah, it's supposed to help you with snoring, but it might cause snoring.
It might cause snoring. The side effects is snoring. Death, preparation, brain may fall out. Your heart might stop beating. Your feet may fall off. You may get diabetes. I love to. My favorite part is.
Yeah, you're the Parnea.
If you're allergic to it, don't take it. Well, how would you know until you take it?
Wait, not. I said Parnea. What's the perineum?
The skin of the perineum. So if you don't know what this. Okay, have you heard the commercial where it says may cause you an infection from the skin of the perineum? The perineum. I had to look up that.
Yeah, you had to look that up.
I was like, what the hell is a perineum? I looked it up. It's the little spot between your booty hole and your nutsack. Or if you're a woman,
I don't have a nutsack.
you don't have a nutsack. But it's that little piece of flesh right there, a little section. You know, the one you miss all the time when you try to take a shower, and you got to find it and scrub it to make sure it don't get funky.
Oh gosh.
That's the perineum, and it can cause an infection in the perineum if you take this drug.
I shouldn't have brought that up.
I love it.
Stop teaching me things I don't want to learn.
Yeah, when's the last time you washed your perineum?
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And Ambien, you're right. Ambien, they put insomnia, but you may not be able to sleep.
Oh, well, I've never tried any
it
of
may
those.
cause you to get in your car and drive. Remember Tiger
Ambien?
Woods, I think it was?
Yeah, was it?
He got in his car and was drove while he had taken Ambien, whatever you pronounce it.
Ambien.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like side effects. Your feet may fall off. If you drive and your feet fall off, pull over and call 911 immediately.
Well, if your feet fall off while you're driving, I don't think you can pull over at that point. I mean, you can still turn the steering wheel, but...
I have a cig of Melrose laxative. It goes down smooth and comes out smoother.
Oh my god, this Melrose thing.
The one person who we corrupted in the last few years.
Gabriel, for sure.
His first corruption was an areola.
Yeah, I said that by accident. I meant
he goes, what's areola?
aioli sauce.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. I'm sorry.
I can't believe you with the Melrose.
The Melrose.
You need to come up with a better commercial, though. That did not make me
Well, that
want
was on the spot.
That did not make me want that.
No,
Sorry.
that was on the spot. Melrose is a drink. It's like Mellow Yellow.
Is that a drink too?
It's actual.
Mellow Yellow?
Yeah, it's kind of like Mountain View, the same color. Mountain View. Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. We do these when we talk and do these podcasts, and we're both like really tired. Sometimes we really don't say things that make sense.
Neither one of us drink, but we should do it drunk one day. The drunken podcast.
Oh my gosh! If we do it drunk, we would not make any sense. We would make less sense than we do right now.
Woo. Okay,
the first one was that.
Oh, dildo.
Was it because Lord Frieza works at one of those stores?
How to corrupt an almost grown person in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
He says he learned more about the anatomy than he'd ever learned in his life, which is scary.
Yeah, because you learn all this stuff in school.
Well, not anymore, apparently.
In the anatomy class, you learn the anatomy of the body. No driving for 7 hours after taking Ambien. Yeah, because when you take Ambien, you're supposed to be sleeping for
those... What they claimed was they were sleepwalking.
Oh.
And sleep driving.
That's scary. Sleep driving?
Yeah.
You get in your car, start it, and just start driving?
Yeah. That's their argument.
That does not sound... That sounds...
Sleep murder. Yeah, I took an Ambien and I just want to kill some people.
Babe!
Say I just lost potential sponsor, laugh out loud. Yeah.
Melrose. You just lost a lot of potential.
I mean, I got kicked off for doing a skit with getting pulled out of a tent, so I mean, why not? Just go...
Not a tent, a bounce house.
A bounce house. Let's just go off the grid, go crazy.
Speaking of going off the grid, I think Felix did ask you earlier, do you imagine Do you imagine Stanley and yourself living off grid, free range chicken, growing vegetables, and collecting rainwater?
I think we could do that.
Oh, I would actually love to.
She would love that.
I would love that because I would love to like. Oh yeah. I would love to like get warm eggs in the morning from our chickens.
But how do we clean our perineum though, if we're out in the middle of nowhere? I'm just asking.
With your hands and some water.
Rainwater?
Rainwater.
Acid rain?
Okay, no, we'll filter the rainwater.
Speaking of money, the federal government really messed up financial aid for students. Students don't know how much they're costing to go to college. AM being as weak.
Ambient as awake as I can. Ambient. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Don't quit your day job.
Hey, Beeb. How do you say I want water in French?
I forgot. We went to the restaurant today and the guy is from Africa. And I'm like...
He speaks French and he spoke to him in Spanish.
And I was talking to him in Spanish. He goes, I'm from Africa.
He goes, I don't speak Spanish. I speak
from Africa.
French.
So I spoke to him in French and he was like, wait, how'd you know that? Google Translate.
Je veux de l'eau.
Je veux de l'eau. Oui, monsieur. Merci. Merci beaucoup.
Monsieur.
Yeah, right. Google. Oh, and by the way, there was a lady I saw a video.
Baby Veronica says too much exposure to Stanley jokes. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. After being with him for a long time, there's some jokes that I make that I'm like, oh, that was a total Stanley joke.
Are you guys moving anytime soon? I was told that we're moving to different house this summer after another world house swap. No, don't plan on going anywhere.
No, I mean, I think we'll be here for a little bit. Diane, should I take melatonin to help me sleep? It might be habit forming. Felix, do you have a hard time sleeping?
Take melanin. Makes you sleep better. A dose of melanin and you'll be right to sleep.
I mean, I would suggest, there's some people that take melatonin and it helps, and there's some people that don't. I would suggest trying to get melatonin in naturally first and see if that will help, and then supplement. I always recommend trying to get, so melatonin is a sleep hormone, and you can get melatonin through food. You can get it through specific foods, and then you can also get it through like conversion from serotonin. You can get it through conversion of tryptophan. But when you consume foods with tryptophan, you also have to have take in B vitamins. So there's also there's also cofactors with that too. But I would suggest trying to take it in naturally first before supplementing. What? Is there truth to what?
He said don't take melatonin because it makes your heart rate go up. It could make you shake. I don't take it, otherwise it would happen to me.
Well, so I think that with any supplement, with anything that you're eating, with your taking, everybody's body is different. So for you, Parrish, it made your heart rate go up and it caused you to shake. And so that's very important and something that you should note. It might not be that way for other people. It also depends on if you are overproducing melatonin and then you decided to take it and you could have too much in your system. So, I mean, it really just depends. Again, that's why I always suggest if you could try to get it in naturally.
So go to your local drugstore and ask for if they have any melanin on the shelf.
Beep, I'm talking seriously and you're over here joking. Okay, so the joke about this and the melanin and the melatonin was Stanley made a joke. No, not made it. Well, I don't know if it was a joke, but he said the other day, he was like, he meant to say, I really like it when my women have melanin. And he said, yeah, I really like it when my women have melatonin. And I was like, so you really like it when your women have sleep hormones? That was the joke. So now that we're talking about actual melatonin, he is referring to melanin. So anyways,
it's like blicker fluid.
But so melatonin is a sleep hormone. Melatonin is released when it's dark, right? So like let's say it's pretty light out here in California, but when it gets dark, melatonin is released. That is your brain triggers the sleep hormone melatonin. There are things that could hinder the melatonin being released, like blue light. So if you're on a computer or on your phone, blue light will hinder the production of melatonin. So that's why there's always the advice of turn off your cell phone, don't be on it an hour or two before you go to bed. But, and you always laugh, but I always talk about the circadian rhythm. Every day you want to reset your circadian rhythm. I mean, not reset, but you want to tell like your body, hey, it's time to be awake. So when you wake up, it's nice to get like natural light, sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning, because you're really telling your body, hey, it's time to be awake. That will release a hormone called serotonin. And when serotonin is produced, you have more of a chance of producing melatonin at night. So I know that was probably a lot, but my 2 things of advice would be, don't expose yourself to blue light at night so that you can produce melatonin. And then number 2 is expose yourself to natural light first thing in the morning, so your body's like, time to be up, and then your body will also recognize when it's time to go to sleep.
Bill Van Ram, I'm not falling for it. I'm not, as much as I don't want.
Speaking of hormones, how do you make one? Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, now you guys are just making fun. Forget it. I was like, I love talking about stuff like this, but see,
no,
now
the old
like,
joke
everyone's
is,
joking.
The old joke is, I can make a hormone.
Huh? I can, what? I can make a, oh. Y'all are bad. Y'all are bad.
Sorry, not turning off Millennial Boom, even though I might go to bed in an hour.
Well, also, Gabriel, I appreciate that, but if you are noticing that it is impacting your sleep, there's also a thing called blue light blockers. They're glasses that you can use to, you know, you can still be on your phone, on the computer, and you can still be exposed to light. Like for us, it's 8:18 right now. I don't plan on going to bed until around 11 o'clock, so I'll stop using blue light or start using my glasses about an hour before I go to bed.
So this public service announcement is coming from Diane Faith Wright from nourishmyheart.net.
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 Yes.
Go there or be square.
Felix says, when I took it the morning when I woke up, I was so refreshed. Okay, well, see, that's the thing, Felix. If it works for you, if you found something that works, keep up with it. I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor, but my advice is always to try to get things in naturally first before supplementing, because supplements is specifically, it's just what that is. You're supplementing for something that you know, aren't getting anywhere else. But like, if you can get it naturally, I would suggest doing that first.
Felix said that I should become a certified nursing assistant. Perineal care is an exam you need to pass.
I think perineal, I think that's something different.
Yeah, perineal is different.
Care is like, isn't that like when you're going to hospice or something?
I don't know,
like
but perineum is different than perineum.
I'm surprised Stanley's I like my woman with melatonin wasn't a Cosby joke. Okay! Oh, sorry.
No, I like a woman. Cosby joke would be I like a woman with
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Quaaludes. We gotta have some Quaaludes with the pudding pops.
At least you don't call her Nourish My Heart _ anymore.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, guys, we've been here for about an hour. We've been taxing your brain, giving you stuff, useless information, I like to call it.
Hey, I think the melatonin stuff was very useful.
Well,
and thanks for asking.
So you said my stuff is not useful?
Oh, your stuff is useful too, especially about the scams.
All right.
All those red flags, please pay attention, guys. Like, these people out here are trying to scam you because that's their way of making money.
All right, Gabriel, go ahead and sing happy birthday to the great French composer Gabriel Fauré.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't know. That's why I'm not French. I like French fries. I like French roll.
You just triggered someone.
Yeah.
Something.
I always trigger somebody. Anyway, guys, as I always said before, you can be anywhere, but instead you chose to be here with us.
And we appreciate you.
And happy Mother's Day if you're a mother, Gabriel. You mother, so happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to your mothers.
The next thing is Father's Day.
Father's Day.
And we'll be at one of those crawdad festivals.
So will we be live?
Father's Day?
Yeah.
I'm going on a Saturday, so probably Sunday, yes.
Okay. Well, we still have many more. Why are you scratching my arm? We still have many more.
That's your shoulder.
Oh, why are you scratching my shoulder? We have many more Sundays before then, so.
Remember, guys, it's Police Week according to Bill Van Ram.
It's Police Week. That's true.
Yes. This is not Police Week.
What?
W-E-A-K.
W-E-A. Oh, God. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right. Go.
I'm a millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And we thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
Next week.
God willing.
So, you know.
Note, do not take pronunciation lessons with Stanley. Nope.
Ooh, do not.
I will mess up a word in a
Any
heartbeat.
language, English, Spanish, French, Ebonics, do not do it.
I only speak proper English when I'm doing something on television.
And
because then I have to.
And sometimes it's not even proper. Just kidding. JK.
I don't know you.
Oh, my hand.
What's wrong with you? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
We love all you do and all you say that you do. Thank you for the super chats.
Yes, thank you for the super chats.
Don't forget to go and like the page.
And subscribe.
And go to MrBadleyTV.org.
And NourishMyHeart.net.
And we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Stan, what's that? I just saw something. Stanley English, which comes from Josie. Which, I don't know what that means, but okay. I will go with that. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye. Why are we still here? Why are we still here?
Yes, nourish your hearts and minds.
Yes, and be aware of your mental health. And don't forget to have your pet sprayed and neutered.
And don't forget to watch Price is Right.
Oh, he meant juicy. Well, that makes a big difference. English, which comes from juicy. All right. That makes more sense than what you said before. All right. And bye.